DJ Alley Boy.
Yeah.
Airbit.com.
Yeah. What it do? What it do? What it do, my people? What it do? Yo. We back. It's your boy Alley Boy. We back with episode 2 of Culture Review. Hey, I missed y'all, man. Y'all miss me? Yo, if you make music, you out here looking for beats, tap into my YouTube, DJ Alley Boy. Listen to a few of them. Now, they some beats I made a while back. But hit me up on Instagram if you looking for beats. I still make beats today. Yo, we got some topics to discuss. It's a lot been going on in the culture. Like, for real. Like, a lot been going on. I want to start with ESPN. You know, ESPN been kind of hot. It's been a lot going on. If you don't know, ESPN laid off a few people yesterday. One of them being Ryan Clark. Another one being Cam Newton. And I think maybe one or two other people. News also broke that Pat McAfee got a new deal. Now, I'm not saying Pat McAfee or that I think Pat McAfee got anything to do with them getting fired. But clearly, ESPN is on their business shit once again. So, being that Ryan Clark and Cam was on Stephen A. Smith's First Take, let's see what he had to say about it.
Is this your car insurance premium? This, even this?
Yo, I hate all these ads. Go
to simplify.com.
What's up, everybody? It's your man, Stephen A. Smith here. It's a rough day. Rough day, to say the least. Working at ESPN. We all know the news right now. No need to delay the obvious. My man, Ryan Clark, for ESPN is gone. He was let go by ESPN yesterday. There's a lot of noise circulating throughout social media and beyond about how he found out. He was on the air doing NFL Live when he was notified, and various reports out there were saying that, ESPN was concerned as a result of knowing that the information had leaked, that he would find out while he was on the air from somebody else, so they wanted to make sure he heard from them or whatever. I don't know all those details. And to be quite honest with you, I don't care. What I care about is that my brother, Ryan Clark, a person that I consider to be arguably the best NFL analyst in America, is no longer a member of ESPN. And I can't even tell y'all how much that hurts. He's a man, and so he's going to handle it the way men do. And we understand that. But I'm going to miss him. I am not happy about this decision one bit. The bosses know I'm not happy about this decision. I've made that very, very clear. But it's also important that myself and anybody else in the world of business be grown-ups and understand that these are the kind of things that happen when layoffs happen. It's Tuesday, and by the end of this day, you're going to hear about a lot more folks getting laid off. People that are my colleagues, my contemporaries. For all I know, and I don't know the names yet, but for all I know, some more of my friends are going to be gone. The only thing that I can...
So let me pause right here. I know it's easy for us to be like, Stephen A could have saved their job. My bad. He could have saved their job. But it seems like he might be, in a limbo with ESPN himself as far as like, it seems like, okay, they'll let him bring whoever in. But at the same time, if they don't feel like it's a fit, they're not going to continue with it. So they cool, with him having some say-so. But in their eyes, I guess if they don't think it's a fit, then that's just what it is. But it is kind of weird that he can just have like this know about, well, I do know it was his show, but it's kind of crazy. Like, they work for ESPN, but if Stephen A. Smith is not their boss, like, how the hell this nigga know what's coming down the pipeline? But I know he got people that he cool with that let him know shit. But I just think that's crazy to just, let a man work his shift and then you let him know, hey, we ain't gonna need you no more. Like, why y'all couldn't tell me that the night before? I actually seen like where Ryan Clark like posted like what his day was yesterday. Like, he woke up, went and worked out and all that and such. Had a normal day or whatever. But it's just crazy that, they couldn't notify him beforehand or whatever. And supposedly the reason why they did it the way they did it is because some leak or whatever. I don't know, they felt like he was going to find out another way, so they went ahead and let him know. The Cam Newton situation, I don't know. Let's see what else Stephen A. say.
I can definitively say to you is that there's nobody that's going to be let go that was more of a friend and a brother to me than Ryan Clark. I don't know how many times I have to say this. I don't care whether people agree or disagree. When I debate, I think about two things. This is why I believe I've never lost a debate, because I'm either right or I'm edified because I've learned from somebody who was more right than me. And I walk away from the debate and the conversation more educated, more informed, more edified than I ever thought possible. And that's why I feel that I've never lost a debate. Working with somebody like Ryan Clark, anytime I talked about the NFL, anytime I talked about life, I walked away feeling that way about him because I had just finished talking with him or debating with him or arguing with him about something because the brother's that smart. He's that conscientious. He's that thoughtful. He's that sincere. He's that real. He's that authentic. And over the last few hours, I had to really, really refrain. Damn near got blisters on my tongue and my fingers from biting my tongue and biting my fingers from refraining from going after folks when I saw how people were talking about him. I was like, they don't know him at all. They don't know him at all. And it's a real shame. Some of the things that people will try to say, some of the narratives they'll try to create. And as I was alluding to just a second ago, like I said, when I don't care, it doesn't bother me when people disagree with me. Because that's what stirs the cup and that's what makes all of us better. It only bothers me when they get personal.
So, in other words, something went on behind the scenes. And to keep it politically correct, it's sad how we be targeted in certain ways, you know. And I think what's crazy too is in life, like, we know who in charge out here. But to just be able to just downsize or minimize somebody amongst each other, like behind the scenes, is typically how business happen and typically how it goes, of course, when a team is making a decision or whatever. But from the takes of this, they might have not liked Ryan for whatever reasons, but kind of like on a personal note or whatever, or, I feel like Ryan is pretty like straightforward too on the show, and maybe they don't like that. Like he's seems to be very assertive, speak with a lot of conviction, but he also gives me the vibe that he's definitely here to take up space. Like, he understand the opportunity. He probably appreciate the opportunity, but you can tell he trying to leave his mark, everywhere he go. Like he's one of them. Like, he remind me of the teammate that don't skip a rep at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, might not be like the most talented, but definitely works hard. Definitely, won't they just do and whatnot. So I kind of feel like that's the situation with Ryan Clark. I feel like that's how he carries himself. So in this society, when you're a strong, when you're a strong black man or a black person, period, and you kind of got your shit together, you kind of confident about your shit, you know what I'm saying, and you pretty much, understand the lane that you walk in, you know what I'm saying, because you feel like, you carving out your path with the direction or whatever maybe, your calling is or whatever. So, for him to be on, Stephen A. Smith show, I definitely seen a few episodes. Don't watch it every day, but I used to watch it every day. I need to get back to watching it. But he the one, besides I feel like Max Kellerman, that has definitely like challenged Stephen A. Smith, on the show, especially with debates. And he definitely know his football knowledge. The fact that, he one of them ones that played in the NFL. He definitely would be speaking with a lot of conscience behind that. So I don't know. Like I said, like he definitely, make his presence be felt. But I don't know. It's just kind of weird that it seemed like every year, every 2 years, ESPN goes through that. It's like we don't get the, you know what I'm saying? It's like they ain't keeping nobody around like long term anymore. And I feel like now it's like what Stephen A. Smith has probably been their longest running analyst. But I don't know. Like I be like, dang, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they'll get rid of somebody on his show, but they'll turn around and give Stephen A. Smith some more money too. So I don't know. Like it's kind of weird there. Like, it definitely made me feel like they let him choose who can be his co-host. You know what I'm saying? Because he always take them through the trial. Like you always see them like, chime in on different topics, or he'll make them like a guest for the day, and then eventually they on the show. And now lately, what I've been liking from his show is the fact that we've been seeing Cameron, be a part of the show more. And I know when they first was doing First Take, him and Skip Bayless, they would let Lil Wayne be on there. So I definitely like how like they infuse the hip hop culture within. But, I want to know what else my man got to say about this. Pause. Let's see.
And when they're ill-informed and they get personal, there's nothing worse than that. And Ryan Clark is somebody that was a man amongst boys when it came to stuff like that. Because contrary to popular belief, there's nothing that he'd say on social media or on television that he wouldn't tell you to your face if that's how he felt. And he would never hesitate to let you know where he stood. Does that mean he was perfect? No. Does that mean he was right all the time? No. But he was conscientious and he was thoughtful. And he's not somebody that I just loved working with. He's somebody that I love, period. That I will always be here for. In every way, shape, form imaginable that I can. I just wish that I could have been in enough of an influential or powerful position to prevent his exit from happening. But that's where you have to get to a point where you recognize what being an adult in the room is all about. When we think about ESPN, first of all, let me be very, very clear. I can disagree with my employers. What you're not going to get me to do is insult my employers. Business is business. And whether we like it or not, those people who made the decisions, whether it's a Ryan Clark or a host of other people, are paid to make those decisions. It's in an enviable position to be in. This ain't the days when ESPN could just hire and hire and hire some more without ever having to let go or lay off anybody. Those days are long gone. I'm looking at notes here. And I'm thinking about May of 2013 when ESPN laid off 400 employees, 5% of its workforce.
See, right here, that's what I was saying. Like, man, ESPN has laid off everybody and their mama since I feel like I've been watching it for real. But clearly they have kind of slowed back. But damn, like seeing those stats from like 2013, 2015, I didn't even know they had that many people like working for ESPN back then. But I mean, I know this employees overall. I know we just think about the on-air personalities, but man, like all companies do it though, so I don't know why I'm surprised. It's just like you be feeling like dang, like what exactly are they looking for in like talent? Like, I don't know, man. I feel like they, ESPN definitely got something to worry about though with the content creators, because it's finna get real. It's finna get real with this live streaming and everybody can do their own shit. Yeah.
And it was the network's first sizable staff reduction since 2009 when ESPN had laid off 100 people. I'm thinking about October 2015 when ESPN had about 8,000 employees, but 350 cuts represented a bit over 4% of their workforce reduced. I'm thinking about April of 2017 when ESPN laid off 100 employees. And I remember guys like the great Ed Werder and my buddy Danny Cannell and Trent Dilfer, who was doing a good job for us, along with others like Jason Stark and others that were laid off. I'm thinking about November of 2017 when another 150 cuts came about, roughly 2% of the workforce. That was mostly in production, digital content, and technology, but it happened. I'm thinking about that. What about November 2020 when President Jimmy Pitaro announced that 300 jobs would be cut with another 200 open positions eliminated? Or in June of 2023 when on-air personalities like Jeff Van Gundy, my brother Mark Jackson, Jalen Rose, Susie Colbert were let go.
Bet you can't run as fast as T-Mobile.
Bet you I can.
Well, you better pick it up, because T-Mobile now has the fastest 5G home internet.
Watch this. I'm okay.
T-Mobile now has the fastest 5G home internet, just $35 a month.
Or in the fall of 2024 when RG3 was let go, along with Zach Lowe and Samantha Ponder. And just this spring, ESPN had eliminated about 30 off-camera positions as part of broader job cuts at parent company Disney, because it all gets tied in together. The point that I'm making is that these kind of things happen all the time, especially in this day and age. So when I think about it, it's like, thank God Ryan's got the pivot. Thank God he's a 3-time Emmy Award winner. Thank God he just won another Emmy with NFL Live, winning Emmys as a studio show and one as an individual in 2023. Thank God he's so exceptional at what he does that a network would be a fool not to gobble him up. It's NBC, it's CBS, it's Fox Television. It could be Netflix, it could be Amazon, it could be whatever. Ryan Clark is arguably the best NFL analyst in America. I'm telling y'all, I worked with him. Ask anybody who's worked with him. This brother knows his football backwards and forwards. But when people are going at him, they know better than bringing up football, because you know you can't touch him in that category. And so folks want to get personal. They want to bring up stuff about race baiting and all of this other stuff. He is a proud black man who has tackled one issue after another, sometimes with a level of fervor that even alarmed him, that he knew he needed to dial it back. But his heart was always in the right place, striving constantly to speak up for those who couldn't speak up for themselves, whose voices, no matter how loud they screamed, wouldn't be heard but by so many. That has been Ryan Clark since he started in February of 2015 at ESPN, the day he retired from football. And speaking of that, by the way, how many people do y'all know that even though it wasn't a licensed official internship, as players worked on their crafts, basically moonlighting as interns for networks just to get their reps in so they could perfect the art of their craft in the world of television? Ryan Clark did that. Consummate professional. Worked his ass off. Get Up, First Take, Monday Night Football, NFL Live, Sports Center, day, morning, afternoon, evening, late at night, no matter what, whatever it took to be exceptional. That's Ryan Clark. Not was, is Ryan Clark. And I'm here to tell you something right now. We have challenges in our business every day. First Take's not going to be any better without him. Get Up's not going to be any better without him. NFL Live is not going to be better.
Wait a minute. I'm hearing that this nigga is basically saying, excuse me, he's basically saying this boy, he ain't replaceable. I mean, I've seen a lot of different, hosts come through First Take and whatnot. I don't really watch Get Up. I've seen some of it. But for him to be saying this, I ain't really heard him speak like this with anybody. Now, there's some positives here. Like Ryan Clark, he ain't do no foolery like Shay. Like Shannon Sharp. Like it ain't no, or you know how Cam, you know what I'm saying? I want to go back to Stephen A. Page because I want to see what he done said about Cam, or did he even say anything about Cam. But to put out a 20-minute video about this man, it says a lot. But man, I hope he don't lose his job in the midst of this. But I don't really know what's going on, but it seemed like it's a deeper issue. Something, maybe something happened behind the scenes. I don't know if it's because of how much intensity Ryan Clark can bring at times to the show. But, I mean, I felt like he'd gotten like that. We've gotten it out of Skip Bayless. We've gotten it out of Max Kellerman. Like, we've gotten it out of Big Perkins. So, I don't really know. It's just weird that ESPN keep going through this trial. Like, so it make me wonder, like, are they just, like, doing, like, seasonal things with people, or are they really, like, trying to find, like, longevity hosts, or they just gonna keep swapping them out like that? Because in that case, like, why, like, actually hire them or whatever? But I don't know how long Ron been with it. It seemed like I think he been with him, like, a couple of years. Time be going by fast, but let me see if Stephen A. said something else about. Let me see. We want to know. Let me see. No. Doesn't look like there's no video on cam. Or at least not yet. Let me see. Let me go to shorts. Nah. I guess Cam ain't getting no video. Cam wasn't there long at all. I think Cam had just made it to a year. But Cam had some discrepancies though. I felt like Cam could have took it more serious. Let me go back and see what the other guys are saying, because I did. Let me see. Yeah, let me go right here to Speak Easy. Let me see what they said.
All right, look, moving forward, we got to talk about more ESPN layoffs. As it was reported, Cam Newton allegedly has been fired in the biggest layoff in the network's history. Ryan Clark also, after being let go yesterday while live on air, ended up saying, sending prayers and love to all those laid off by ESPN today. So many of you have poured your life into that company, and I know how you're feeling right now. My hope is that the door closes, or that this door closes and then and another opens for you all. God bless. Stephen A. Smith, obviously, ESPN's biggest talent right now, chimed in on the layoffs, and he had this to say.
Was for us. I don't agree with the decision. They know that too.
Home state. And here's how it works. You pick this. Ryan has no issue with Stephen A. Smith. Speak easy. $5. This. Ryan. It's good to be right. Here's my thing. I'm so much to say on this. Ryan has no issue with Stephen A. Smith, so I, by proxy, will have no issue with Stephen A. Smith. But Stephen A. Smith could have stopped this. And that's what's weird to me about seeing this apology is, Stephen A., you both have enough power to go to the executives and say, hey, yo, I don't want him to get fired. And B, you have enough power and fiscal responsibility and freedom to say, hey, yo, I will do whatever is in my power to make sure they don't stop this. And so again, everybody different, but I'm by no stretch of the imagination have the power Stephen A. Smith had. But at a previous network, on a previous show, there was a dude in a contract dispute that I was trying to get on the show. Dude wanted $25K more. I was like, okay, I'm making $800, $825, $850 over the course of year by year, right? That's what I'm making. And so I'm like, no, hold on. I'm like, take 25 away from me and give it to him. Because if he's on the show will be better. Eventually my contract will be up and we'll all make more money. So what do I need this extra 25 for? Just give if he's at 375 and he wants 400, and 400 is his sticking point. Hey, Acho, I need 400 to come on this show. What the hell I need the extra 25 for? You take the 25 and you come on the show. The show's gonna grow. He ended up coming on the show. We had record-setting numbers. That show had never done as well as it had ever done since we had been on the show.
Yeah.
We all get new contracts, and everybody got more money.
Everybody eats.
And this is me making $800,000. What the hell is that? That's laughable money compared to the $20 million Stephen A. is making. So I say all that to say, by no means is this Stephen A.'s responsibility. I'm just saying if little old Emmanuel Acho can think about that and do that and be like, you know what? This dude's going to make this show, of which I am the quote-unquote face of, better. Stephen A., you coming on in mourning and, you know, man, I'm sad Ryan's gone. Stephen A., you could have fixed it. No obligation. And Ryan ain't mad at you, so I ain't mad at you. It just felt weird to me watching that 2-5.
I mean,
Hey, I'm gonna say this. One thing I had to realize out here that a lot of people play, the game of acting like they mess with you, like they really fuck with you. But it's in those real moments is when you see who really there for you or who really gon', step up and vouch for you. And most of the time when you a strong person, strong-minded person, or you a person that's like about morals and ethics and principles, like you stand on it, you gonna be labeled as difficult. You know what I'm saying? Because you won't play like the foolery game. Like, and it can go deeper because it make you feel like dang, like we still at a point where like everybody can't like appreciate everybody being different, or you know what I'm saying, if you don't fit into that certain community, whatever the community be, you ain't fit at all for nothing. Like you basically just don't amount to nothing. And it's crazy that like we living in a society where it's people out here that gotta navigate those type of things. But as far as somebody money, like, man, we all know black folks ain't playing about their money. Like they, you know what I'm saying? They might mess with you, but it take like, I just think behind them corporate dollars, they make it hard for people, and they make it where like, all right, you either do what we say or make your own way. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they put you in some crazy predicaments. Sometimes they put people in very crazy predicaments. And we all have experienced that. Or at some point, you're going to experience that. You know what I'm saying? And you might even look at some people like, dang, they was fake. Or dang, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, sometimes what would you do? You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got a family to feed. You know what I'm saying? And, people have different motives to why they respond the way they do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of different reasons. But at the same time, when you ask me about jobs, I feel like I don't care what type of job you got. It ain't no security in it, because I don't think they let go of Ryan because of no money. Like, I think it definitely was something else, or they just didn't like him. And 9 times out of 10, those type of people, like, if you ain't okay, Stephen A. Smith, he always being him, talk about whatever, talk about whoever, But I noticed at the same time, he represents ESPN. Like you know, you can tell he take pride. He love what he do. Like, it remind me of Funk Master Flex at Hot 97. You know, to whoever who listen to him. Like I still, I listen to him a lot online. You know, like while I'm working or whatever, just in my free time. He been on air a long time, and I know, they done had issues over there with different radio hosts, different DJs. You know, he done been in some tea with some folks. But one thing I realized with him having his job, and he spoke on this at times, is that, like, he put a lot of passion into what he do. But Phone Master Flex also does that BS sometimes, that they want you to wave the flag for them, and Stephen A. Smith be doing that, because we can't act like we didn't have a problem with Stephen A. Smith and feel like he was going the other way. It's like he'll play the middleman. You know what I'm saying? Stephen A. is that person that he like, man, you my guy, you my guy, you my guy. And then in front of everybody, man, I ain't in it. So he's saying, he didn't agree with it, but did he really vouch for him? Or is he just saying that, to make it, keep things smooth with Ryan, or, to make society think like he ain't had nothing to do with it or whatever. But he ain't got no video about Cam yet. So I'm still interested to find out like what happened with Cam, but let's watch a little bit more of this.
But like, we come from that world where that happens, where the star player, the main guy, one of his homeboys gets cut. Yeah, the quarterback probably could have spoke up, but that's not really his job. Another thing is, I don't know, when y'all go to the airport, right, and you're waiting for your flight at your gate, what's on TV sometimes? Sports?
Yeah.
What channel's on?
ESPN.
It's sometimes people not even watching it. So my thing is, it don't matter who they bring on ESPN, they are going to watch ESPN. You know why? Because that's the main spot.
That's the sports channel.
It's the main spot to watch.
Yeah.
So no matter if it's Cam, if it's Acho, if it's Care Bear, if it's Trey.
Why you say it like that?
No, because most people want. Well, not everybody. Anyway, they're gonna watch ESPN because what it is.
Crazy.
So it's not even a Ryan Clark situation. That's the biggest brand. So I mean, I don't feel bad. People get fired every day.
Yeah.
And I think Ryan has enough talent, to get back on. He has his own platform. Yeah. With the pivot, what I mean. So he's gonna be solid. I'm just sure another network is gonna try to pick him up. But I ain't gonna make this a Stephen A. Smith conversation.
Do you think there's a, you were in Philly, and I might be wrong. I might be wrong by 2 years. You might have been in Philly. Yeah, I'm wrong. But you know the details. T.O., if I'm not mistaken, was very upset with McNabb.
Yeah.
Because McNabb was vocal about Brian Westbrook, the running back who started before you arrived, about Brian Westbrook getting a contract extension. But when it was time for T.O. to get a contract extension, McNabb, at least as T.O. puts it and as Joe Banner has put it to me, McNabb didn't really say much. But McNabb, you're the quarterback, you're the face of the franchise. Stephen A., you're the quarterback, you're the face of the franchise, along with Pat McAfee. Stephen A. in this situation is the Donovan McNabb. Ryan Clark or Cam Newton, they are the T.O. In my mind, Stephen A., Donovan McNabb, does have the power and authority to, if he wants to, either take pay cut, wild thought, but possible, or just be like, hey, coach, ESPN executives, I don't want this player gone. I have the biggest show on the network in First Take. I don't want this player gone. Shady, in your experience, both as a pro athlete and
I don't know. Buddy keep going back to the money. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Did I miss something? Is it somewhere that said that, like, Ryan Clark got fired over money disputes with ESPN? Because I haven't seen that headline yet. Not that it's not out there, but I haven't seen that yet. So, my bad. Dude right here just keep talking about money. And it seemed like he's very excited about this topic. But, prayers to Ryan Clark. You know, solid dude. Man, he gave some great debates, you know, with Stephen A. Smith. So, you know, I hope things, you know, spiral up. But let me see what Cam said. Yeah, let's tap into this. Let's see what Cam said.
He's clean, boss.
Native, huh? Can you explain this clean ingredients?
I say now, welcome to 4th and 1. Well, I always got it done. Go ask Rex Ryan, Shadur, that I always got it done. I say now. I say now. I say now. I say now. Okay. I say now, welcome to 4th and 1. Well, I always got it done. Go as Jordan, go as Goyard, that I always got it done. I say now, welcome.
Come on in.
Okay, all right.
Come on in.
Okay, sit tight.
When your team,
all
let's
right,
begin.
I say now, welcome to 4th and 1. Well, I always got it done. Go as Stephen A. Ryan Clark, I always got it done. I say now, welcome to 4th and 1. Well, I always got it done. ESPN always knew that I always got it done. I say now, welcome to 4th and 1. Well, I always got it done. Go as Cam Scatter, Boot Camp Newton, I always got it done. I say now, welcome.
Come on in.
Okay, all right.
Come on in.
Okay, sit tight.
When your team bring a friend.
I say now, welcome to 4th and 1. Yo, stop the press! I know why you're here. But I need you to understand, while I have your undivided attention, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, little children, dogs and cats, janitors, counselors, teachers, principals, policemen, firemen, it doesn't matter who you are. Make sure you like, share, comment. Who? I say you like, share, comment.
Yo, this guy is a fool. Let me come on, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Where is it? Hold on.
Hey, what Shadur says is in the same situation where just because he garners a lot of attention, some of that,
And he's still.
So about time I went there.
Is in 30s.
What, roller coasters? That's what you had story, yeah.
I read it in high school. That was gonna get some game from Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
He should have said, hey man, we ain't doing all that extra stuff.
But he just got there.
Outside of team approval was for. I'm 24.
And later heard the news about yourself in regards to ESPN. So,
all right, here we go. Let's get down to it. Let me see what he got to say, because Stephen A. ain't even said nothing about this guy. So let's see.
You know, we all want to know, man, what's your thoughts?
I'll say it this way, man. First off, appreciate all the support. Okay. And I'll take this time to say, my experience at ESPN was nothing less than pristine.
Yeah.
What I went into this situation expecting is something that I did not expect I would enjoy as much as I did. Working alongside with some of the most talented journalists and, you know, sports individuals that cover sports was something that it got me to realize that have a newfound respect for the skill. Molly Carroll, Shea Cornett, obviously Stephen A. Smith, Ryan Clark. When you have Dan Orlovsky, Peter Schrager, the list goes on, and all the countless producers and support team that went into making sure that I was equipped with all the information each and every episode. It was second to none. So when you hear certain things, it was like, dang, that's messed up how they did Ryan. Hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. Hey, you could go with it too. They're like, damn, You have to make light of something, because for me, if this isn't a way for all athletes and even content creators to learn one important rule of the times that we live in right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't own your own platform, you're going to get overlooked, bypassed, and be extinct just like dinosaurs.
Mm.
Look at what's happening here.
Okay.
It's unfortunate.
Hey, I'm gonna chime in right here. I keep saying this. Hey, it's a new time out here. What we can't do is just be on, one side, because you still need some of the old school ways of thinking to understand where we come from. But to understand where we going, you got to pay attention to where we going. Me trying to be an entrepreneur, not trying to be, I am an entrepreneur. I'm pretty sure most people who do business full time left the job force or was forced out of the job force. They could have, kept going on to the next thing. But at some point, you like, hold on, man, let me see what I can do over here. Now, this ain't a diss to all the jobs out there, because it's actually some great jobs out there. There's some good people working at these jobs. There's some good people in position that's actually bringing folks in, extending the olive branch, people paying it forward. There's people out here paying their dues and doing they just do as well. I'm just saying that if we look at every coach out here, they have somewhat of a system going for their own. And I think it's just crazy when black folks, we always got to be took through these type of scenarios for us to realize that we should be doing some of that ourselves. When really it should just automatically click. Like, low key, that should be like our first move. But, I mean, our history run deep. I mean, we weren't bred to just jump out here and just swim like that. Now, some people was fortunate enough to have that type of information around them, that type of guidance, that type of leadership around them, where they automatically pick that up. Some of us other ones, we had to discover it over time, or go to school for it and see, like, man, this is what I want to do. Let me shoot my shot at this. But I feel like at times we also faced up against, like, you might want to build generational wealth, but what if the kids don't want it, or I try to look at other races and be like, well, I feel like they make their kids want it, or they make them be so involved in it that they actually do feel like it's theirs. Because I feel like in my community, it ain't a lot of us, really doing business. It's not a huge gap there. So that alone to tell you that it ain't that much influence in the household of, the kid feeling like they're a part of something, because a lot of kids raised to be like, hey, you got to figure it out after 18, or you go to school to figure it out, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I think that we should just continue to, bring awareness to these type of things, but also, like, pass the information forward, not to scare nobody, not to make somebody, have to, sacrifice whatever they feel, because everybody have their own feelings, but to just have a certain amount of information that you can play with, that give you options to not just, force yourself into this type of, situation where you got to depend on the system. But we all got to start somewhere. You can't just jump ship, you know what I'm saying, without having a plan. Definitely have a plan. Definitely know what you're trying to do, as you continue to go through different things in life. And I think what, certain situations taught me was, it's okay to be a part of something, but always have a safety net for your own and your own family. You know what I'm saying? Because I can get up and go to work for my family every day, but I can't promise them every day that I'm going to be able to do that every day. And I feel like when you work for yourself, you know what I'm saying? It goes as long as you go. You know what I'm saying? So it might sound more riskier and more crazier, but it go as you go. You know what I'm saying? As much as you put in, as much you gonna get out. That's what I feel like business showed me. It do take a lot of putting in, but I think with that comes a lot of getting back. So let's see what else this fool got to say, man. I'm a fan of Cam, man. Like, you know, I hope he figured it out and everything, because I ain't have a problem with him being on there. I knew, you know, he had to, you know, sharpen his skills, but up against Stephen A. Smith, you can hear him now. Like, he's saying, like, he learned a lot. He picked up a lot of information. So, I mean, working there a little bit better than not having an experience at all. So, let's see what he's talking about.
What happened to Ryan Clark, but what I will tell you is this. Ryan Clark gonna be okay. The pivot ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate what happened to me, some would think, but I'm good. 4th and 1 ain't going nowhere. Funky Friday ain't going nowhere.
Not at all.
When you think about what happened to Emmanuel with Acho, Joy Taylor, different circumstances, different networks, different situations, but this is what you have to understand. When you look at the speakeasy, all right, and when you look at other sports personalities having and taking control of their own narrative, it's imperative that walking into this industry, you would be a fool, asinine behavior if you don't take that opportunity to say, number one, I need to learn as much as I possibly can, because I do not know when that time is going to call when I get tapped on my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, also take this as a way to bring more attention, more eyeballs, and to also magnify your personal IP. And I knew that that's what my intentions were.
Yeah.
They knew that that was what my intentions were. I was counseled to say, Cam, there's not another platform on linear television in your field like ESPN. And that was truer words that could not be spoken any clearer. You can't make me hate ESPN.
Yeah.
What I've learned, it was an internship almost. The production value, they're the leading sports source for a reason. They have the leading talent, not only in front of the camera, but behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That make sure whether it's a live show or whether it's in studio, that they are always on the cutting edge of topics and information, and also how it's rolled out.
Yeah.
So when the news came about, yes, I felt like anybody else would.
Because I was going to say, did you see it coming?
I didn't, but that's not the topic that I want to kind of belabor on.
Yeah.
Only thing I can look at now, I will not be going back to First Take.
Yeah.
If it was up to me, I still left with some things that you can't pay for. And that's relationships.
Yeah.
That's connections. That's to be able to say, man, dog, we can agree to disagree, bro. But boy, Ryan, boy, you brought the best out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Anthony, man, it was a plum pleasing pleasure, brother. Molly, respect you. Shay, respect you. Dan, respect you. Pete, everybody behind the scene. Quaker, everybody behind the scene.
Yeah.
I appreciated that because I did not have that education. I am a former athlete that did not study journalism when I had the opportunity to study it while I was studying school.
Yeah.
So now when you see certain things and you analyze and you start to say, like, this is how production works, you'll be a fool not to take your notes. You'll be a fool not to network and say, hey, man, how do you do this? And then even after, hey man, I'm calling you and blah, blah, blah. Hey, don't feel sorry. This is a part of the industry that it's unfortunate that every single person, whether tenured or not, will have to face someday.
True.
Either on your terms or their terms. Your terms. I'm gonna retire. Sometimes retire could be very sketchy because they can force you to.
Mm-hmm.
Their terms is, hey, where the company is going, you don't align with it.
Yeah.
And that's still cool. Bro, I'm a professional at what I do. And I will reiterate, you cannot, you will not make me hate my experience with ESPN. What I've been able to garner with the face of sports media and Stephen A. Smith is something that I'll take to my grave.
Yeah.
The ability to roll out information, to process information in real time, to have a vast depth of verbiage and wordplay, not just with football, but basketball, baseball, boxing, golf, tennis. That's a person that you just marvel at.
Yeah.
And contrary to what anybody may say, there will never be bad blood between me and Ryan Clark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying this here now.
What you want to do is save hundreds when Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
That's great, but can you ask your friend to...
I respect the man that could call me and say, hey man, this is why I feel the way I feel. You can't hate that. You can't hate a person by being able to say, dog, you look the part, you act the part, you are the part. But still, even having all those things with you, you still may not be the right fit at that particular point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the narrative may be. Oh man, the only reason why he was there was because of, it don't matter what you may think, homeboy. It don't matter what you think, homegirl. I'm appreciative to even have had that opportunity.
For sure.
Is it unfortunate? Absolutely. But don't feel sorry for me. People go separate ways from jobs that they've been with.
Okay. He's sitting out here giving out his kudos to all of ESPN. He said he didn't see it coming. I don't know how much longer this continues, but I don't hear no accountability yet. Ryan was doing his thing for real. Cam, like I said, I'm still waiting on your Stephen A. video. Hey, you being, cause he just being theatrical. But I fuck with Cam. I'm gonna have to tap in, cause he probably finna do this in the morning, knowing him. He finna try to compete with them. I don't see his show airing in the evening, and we might be missing it right now. So I don't know. We're gonna tap into that. But in other topics, what's been going on with Playboy Max? Hold on. It's some crazy things been going on at Streamer U. You know what I'm saying? First I heard Lizzo got kicked out because she invited Saucy Santana in to the University House. I noticed that T-Pain was there. I also noticed that some of our streamers, some of our favorite streamers didn't get invited. I haven't been keeping up with it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been tapping in at times, but every time I tap in, they ain't doing nothing that make me want to keep watching it. They just be sitting there. It's like they waiting on something every time. It's like they waiting to do something. Now, I know I got to stick around to really see the action, and I plan to, but I want to watch no homo. I want to watch Kai stream. Like, he leading the shit. I don't really want to see nobody else because it's like they be sitting in a room waiting on him. Like, this shit crazy. And I know there's more to it. I'm just being funny. But supposedly, you know, something happened with Playboy Max. I think he got called out for like some tattoo or something. And I ain't trying to watch no long video, but let's see what he talking about.
You know, I've been at Streamer University the past like 5 days. Shout out to Kai for this opportunity. You know, it's really appreciated. Always appreciate your opportunities. And I've been having a lot of fun, bro. I've met a lot of cool people. You know what I'm saying? This year has been a year for me where it's just been a lot that's going on this year, you know, of me just learning more about myself, finding my way of what I want to do, who I want to be, and just.
Hold on, this nigga sound like he about to cry. Now, I know this was 2 days ago, but I've watched some of Buddy's streams, and he be lit. You know what I'm saying? He didn't been in there recording with folks. I was like, this nigga sound like he going through it. Pause. Like, nigga got one of them knots in his throat. Pause. Nah, for real. Like, I think they hurt his feelings.
Just connecting with myself and God and trying to figure out life. That's what we all trying to do. Just figure out life and get better and be better every day. And I came to this university, and I'm gonna be honest, like everyone here has been like first couple of days, like, bro, just like, yeah, just been fun as fuck. You know what I'm saying? That ass. Yeah, bro.
Yo, 5-star.
Good.
Yo, how did I think that Rakai was in your room?
Nah, I saw that nigga out on the grass. He was racing girls in heels. I don't know what the fuck that nigga was doing on that.
Yo, chat. They like mad and shit that you ended.
They wasn't mad. I don't think they was mad. I think but I'm not gonna lie. I don't got Twitter on my phone, bro.
That's good.
I deleted it a couple months ago. I can't look at
Twitter.
Word? Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
And like ever since then, like I've been more at peace with myself. You know?
Twitter be hella negative.
Yeah.
Like Moon with the 25.
Like Moon with the 25. Thank you, baby. Appreciate you, bro.
Nah, no cap. Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible. Where's Wardrobe?
Damn, where is Wardrobe? I think that nigga went to get food or some shit.
Yo, why does nigga look like CB?
I know, you know, I'm
No.
crazy crossover. Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, they see him. I gotta get your car. I gotta leave it. Hold on.
All right, bro. I came to the university chat, and everyone here kind of was just like nice to me. I don't know how to explain it, but and we just been having a good time, and I actually made friends and shit. Shit been fun. So shout out to Kai for that. Yesterday, I don't know if you was in stream, you feel me, or who was or wasn't, but I encountered somebody that I've known since 2022, actually. I've known him for a long time. Now, we was never the closest of friends. We was never like OD bros, but we've known each other for a little bit. I thought it was mutual respect. And I fuck with him. I saw the face I made when I saw bro. Like, I was excited to see bro. Just talk to him, you know what I'm saying? And then I just felt like I got attacked. Like, my character got attacked. And couple things. One thing I'm gonna tell y'all is that at the end of the day, bro, nobody knows you like you know yourself. Remember that always. No one knows you like you know yourself. So I'm a person who's very emotional. I'm a very emotional person. That's just me being honest and real. And I kind of had an emotional roller coaster there where I'm just like at this high point, just having fun. And it's just like, damn, bro, you should kick me to the bottom, bro. And just stepped on me. And how you feel about me, the things I do, you don't have to agree with them. I don't ask anybody to agree with them. But I just want you to respect me as a person and let me be. Because at the end of the day, bro, I have love for every single person on this planet. Why? Because we're all human. So regardless of what you do in your life, your opinions, your thoughts, your mind, how you choose to represent yourself and portray yourself, that's on you. But I'm going to love you because God put us all here to serve him and to love each other. And the problem with social media, which I've told y'all many times if you watch my streams, is that it makes us hate each other. Why? Because we are competing with each other. Why the fuck do I know what Sally's doing in Wisconsin on a random Tuesday? That was never a thing before social media. So it's like, what I try to push is it's one love. Let's all love each other. Let's be a little less judgmental and appreciate what makes.
So I don't know specifically what's going on here, but clearly he being judged for something. I heard something along the line of he got some type of tattoo or something. Something that they feel like fruity. Cause he on some soft mode shit right now. But he making a point. Like, we definitely live in a society where everything and everybody is competitive. Ain't no nah. You gotta be doing what everybody think is cool, and they all think is they all thinking the same thing is cool. You gotta fit in that box or whatever. If you don't fit in that box, they trying to make you feel some type of way. Now, it's things and situations I don't fuck with, but I don't go around trying to make you feel some type of way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if I have to cross paths with it or, deal with it, I'm just dealing with it. Like, long as it ain't no disrespect, lines ain't crossed, I ain't tripping, man. I know who I am, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I walk in the house. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I know how good it is over here. I ain't on no weird shit. But what else is going on out here? Hey, stay up, Playboy. Hey, don't let them get you down, G. Hey, we all go through some shit. I had a rough ass day the other day. I probably had like 2 of them. It happened, man. Like, hey, get you some good sleep or something. Or go do something you enjoy doing. Or, push through, talk to God. You know what I'm saying? Play some music. Look at your shoes. Look at your shoe collection. You know what I'm saying? Go do something to be busy. You know what I'm saying? It's also good to have, people that support you and support you mentally and give you outlets, and make sure you turn around and be outlets for those people too as well, because it's real out here. It is really real. We're gonna go to the next thing. So hold on. Now, I know y'all have heard about the passing of the Atlanta rapper, East Atlanta rapper, Alley Boy. Supposedly, he passed due to liver failure. What's crazy is they was announcing that he had passed and he was still alive. They say he was on life support, but hours later, I think he went on to the other side. But it's unfortunate. Man, I was a fan. Man, he was the inspiration behind me calling myself DJ Alley Boy. I remember him from the Gucci era, especially early in Gucci's career, where Gucci had him on certain songs. And my favorite song that him and Gucci got together is I think it's Yo Trap Don't Boom Like Mine. Maybe something like that. But also Block Party. Like, if you scared, go to church, holler Red Rock. What'd he say? I'm at the Red Store in Edgewood with Alley Boy. Man, like, and he was affiliated with Big Bank Black, that hosts Perspectives. Also co-host of Big Facts. And brother to rapper Trouble that passed away a few years ago from a domestic situation where he was shot. It's crazy. Like, he literally did this interview right here with Big Bank. Yeah, like 3 weeks ago. Man, it's crazy. But supposedly, he was having some kidney issues, and he spoke on it, I think, on Dirty Glove, and he also spoke on it, I think, in the Bank interview. Man, it's crazy, unfortunate. Like, I hate it for real, cause like I said, he was one of my favorite rappers. I feel like he had kind of slowed down, and I feel like he had a lot on him from losing Trouble. They lost Dave. No, he done been through some other real nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is out here. But damn, man, like, he said damn, he didn't get a donor. Like, and he said it stemmed from him drinking all that lean, and you know what I'm saying, he was allergic to opioids and all of that. So, man, he didn't know what he was doing to himself until it was too late. And, man, hey, make sure y'all, stay away from some of this stuff out here, man, because, a lot of this stuff ain't natural, man, and it's man-made, and, you know what I'm saying, if you overdo it, it's going to overdo too. So, hey, shout out to Alley Boy, man. Dang, that's crazy. I woke up and was like, Alley Boy. I was like, no way. Especially, like, you know what I'm saying, going by DJ Alley Boy myself, which I've been going by for a while. And, no, it ain't never been no issue. He ain't never wrote me, sent me no DM or nothing, like, tripping about me using it. I'm pretty sure, he seen it, seen that, it's this young dude using DJ Alley Boy, and that alone in silence, I got respect for that. Now, he might have had a problem, he might have felt some type of way, might not even seen me, you know what I'm saying? I might not even been on his radar, but if I was, like, I appreciate the fact that, he let me rock out, with his name, because, like, when I heard that shit, like, I got into him, I was like, damn, that's hard, Alley Boy. So, this was during the Twitter era, for real, the X era. They say it's X now, but I'm gonna still call it Twitter. But I changed my name to Alley Boy, and that's when everybody kept changing, their usernames and all that thing, and, like, people was really calling you by your username. You might be too young. Some of y'all might be too young to know that, but yeah, like, it took on a liking to, people that was going to school with me. This is, of course, during undergrad or whatever. But, man, condolences to him. Hope God continue to be with him and his family, man. And, hey, black men, we got to make sure we take care of ourselves. For real. So, it's also another topic. Rick Ross dropped a new album. So he been going around doing his promo, for his new album. I listened to the album, but I only listened to it once. I'm gonna say it's straight. I feel like it could have been better, but I ain't gonna lie. I feel like it's better than Future's album. It's really felt like Ross was just, man, let me put out another one. It don't give me the vibe of that like he really has something to get off his chest on this album. More so like, like he taking a victory lap. Like he just having fun. Like he just like, looking at, maybe his fruits of his labor and just, basking it in because, some songs, kind of surprised me, but it wasn't a big surprise. It just gave me that, he having fun. He getting it in. It's definitely some club bangers on there. I ain't gonna lie, I gotta listen to it again because it's going, but in a way, maybe a song or two, I felt like, man, he just doing something at this point. Like, maybe he need a new challenge and he, but you sound like he trying to keep himself going. So I got that from that vibe, and don't hold me to it. Like I said, I gotta listen to it again. Definitely got some banging beats on there, man. It was definitely some shit that I was fucking with, but like I said, I only ran through it one time the other day, and that's why I was in the midst of doing something. So I'm gonna definitely check that out again. Oh yeah, we got a versus this week. We definitely got a versus this week. Between YG and the Game. Let me see if I can find some on it. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely got a versus on the way this Thursday, looks like, yeah, which is tomorrow on the 23rd. So it's gonna be interesting. Now, I feel like Game ain't getting his just due with this versus. I do feel like YG is good enough for a versus, and he got some songs out there. I just feel like maybe it should have been a different matchup, but maybe it should have been against him and Tyga. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the Game. He need to go against somebody else on the West Coast. It's kind of hard to say who. I'm trying to think like who could Gang go with on the West Coast. I don't want to say Ice Cube because I feel like Ice Cube and like LL would be a thing. Like who? Not Snoop. I feel like Snoop too legendary. Dre producing everything, so of course it can't be Dre. Like I'm like, who else on the West Coast is like? It can't be Kendrick because Kendrick kind of league in his own. Like they music, like it won't offset each other good in the verses for real. It's just the fact they from the same. They both from Compton. They from the but it'll be a good West Coast thing. But nah. And as far as him versus YG, I think he gonna watch YG. I don't think YG gonna be that confident once Game like really get to popping his shit. But then I also wonder, is Game really gonna like pop it like that? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Let me see. Bruh.
What up guys, DJ Y is back again with breaking news. So guys, we have versus battle between legendary the Bass Coast. So stay tuned.
I thought there was an actual game clip. Look like they didn't discuss it on old Joe, but I think what we gonna do is just discuss it once it takes place. It's gonna be a good competition, but I don't see YG beating Game. Like, both some serious rappers, both take their craft serious, but Game take his shit real serious, lyrical. I think it's a good moment for Game to have his moment. For Game to kind of redeem himself in the public eye, and for him to get his shit off. Pause. Game, one of my favorite rappers. YG is not one of my favorite rappers, but I understand YG's presence, and I do fuck with his music. He be dropping some bangers, but Gang got some timeless shit. Gang come from that real era. He cut from that cloth, and he about anybody. So I'm surprised. I was like, man, I felt like Game should have turned it down, but I understand. Like, he want to show love to YG and respect, and Game, I feel like he is an attention nigga at times. Like, he can be one of them niggas that seek attention. So, here we are. So, I'm going to definitely be tapped in tomorrow. Hey, I might even have to roll up some Cali. You know what I'm saying? I might have to go all the way there with it because I definitely got some that I ain't tapped into yet. I don't know what's going to be on the menu, though. I'm going to have to, man, my Taco Tuesday went kind of slap, too. But I don't know what's going to be on the menu. We're going to figure something out for that. But it's definitely going to go down, man. I love to watch a good verse. I love to sit back. I'm into music like that. So, hey, it's been good talking to you guys, man. It's another episode of Coach Review with your boy. Hey, make sure y'all follow and subscribe. Make sure y'all tap in, man. Y'all leave comments, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. Let me know what y'all want to see on some of the next few episodes. I will be back. We going to do this thing again, man. Shout out to the whole Alley Mob, man. It's your boy, Alley Boy. I'm signing out. Peace.